scholar. So he said, Shaykhina, subhanallah wa bihamdihi. Didn't even know you were here. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. كيف حالك؟ سمعت أنك كنت مريض. الحمد لله بارك الله فيك. الحمد لله لا بأس. كيف؟ لا بأس. الحمد لله لا بأس. الحمد لله. And Shaykhina, our scholar, our teacher, right? Al-Mayhiyi Dhil Kamali. Al-Mayhiyi. He's from Mayhiyi. This is another village around what? Tanta. It's another village, another place around Tanta. Al-Mayhiyi. Dhil Kamali. Now this is a part that we need to just talk about for 1 second. Okay? So his sheikh is from Tanta, around Tanta too. These are all the shuyukh, study Tajweed and scholars of Tajweed that live around this village of Tanta. So Tanta becomes known for this thing. Everybody knows Sheikh Husri, right? So, alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Living around Tanta, they become very proficient in Tajweed. I had the pleasure and the opportunity of living in Tanta for about 3 years. And I mention that not as like bragging rights, but for the purpose of the student to feel comfortable that I met with these people's grandchildren and their nieces and nephews of the scholars of Tajweed who passed the text on directly. Some of my classmates, one of my classmates was Sheikh Husri's nephew. So we get to study it directly from the people who wrote these things. So you have a direct line through them. And that's why we mention these things, not to say, oh, I would hear, I know this person, I know that person, like that, but for the purpose for the student to know where this information is coming from. It's not coming from third party. It's coming from direct. You understand what I mean? Okay, Dhil Kamali. Dhil Kamali literally means the perfect one. The perfect one. How do we take this statement into consideration based on our understanding of Tawheed? First, we have to understand that no one is perfect. Jalla man la yashu. You know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the only one that's perfect. No one else is perfect. Everyone else has some flaws to them. However, our scholar here, Al-Jamzuri, Sulaiman Al-Jamzuri, rahimahullah, he saw his teacher perfect in his adab, perfect in his outward behavior and his inward behavior from what he understood. And, you know, some people speak going to extremes in praising someone. And here's an example of that. You know, and this doesn't take away from us saying, oh, well, we can't take from him now. Again, this is a classic. But in this case, we don't call anybody Dhil Kamali. We won't do that. Does everybody understand that? Yes. You know, this is a habit that some people have gotten into, but we're not going to get into that. But we take note of it. This is what he called him. We memorize this line. We don't change it. We just memorize it and learn it. When we teach it to other people, then no, we don't go around calling people. Even if you think the person is such a greatest thing since ice cream, you know, you don't call him perfect. Do you understand that? Allah yahsibuhu. Allah knows best about him. Okay? So this is what we do, and this is what he called him. And Shaykhin al-Mayhiyi Dhil Kamali. And it's Mayhiyi. And I wrote it like this on purpose. I could have written it with one ya and did the mushadda, but it's called Mayhiyi. Okay? So you have to extend it. You understand? Can I erase? Okay, get better. أرجو به أن ينفع الطلاب والأجر والقبول والثواب. The next line is أرجو به أن ينفع الطلاب والأجر والقبول والثواب. After he started, he said, يقول راجي رحمة الغفور دوما سليمان هو الجمزور الحمد لله مصليا على محمد وآله ومن تلا وبعد هذا النظم للمريد في النون والتنوين والمدود سميته بتحفة الأطفال عن شيخنا الميهي ذي الكمال أرجو به أن ينفع الطلاب والأجر والقبول والثواب. That's the last line in the introduction and where we're going to end off today. But can I erase? Can I clean up? أرجو به أن ينفع الطلاب والأجر والقبول والثواب. أرجو به أن ينفع الطلاب والأجر والقبول والثواب. And see, I'm just going to keep repeating it for you guys so that you can get accustomed to hearing it, because you have to teach it. You're not learning. I'm not teaching this to you so you guys can be the only people that know it. Each one teach one. That's our motto. You know, you learn it, you perfect it, you pass it on. Okay? You don't hold it in. You pass it on. So, arju. Let's hear that word. Arju bihi. أن ينفع أن ينفع طلاب. سبحان الله. أرجو به أن ينفع الطلاب والأجر والقبول والثواب. I don't know why he did that. Okay. He says, أرجو به أن ينفع الطلاب. أرجو. Everybody say أرجو. It's again from the word raja. Remember we went over this word before? We said raja means hope, right? He says, يقول راجي رحمة الغفور. Hoping. Here is أرجو, I hope. Okay? So you learn the word twice. First he said raji. This is a fa'il in the ing word. I am hoping. Now he says arju, I hope. Bihi, with it. It refers to the poem. Okay? To the nadham. If you want to use the word the nadham. I hope by this nadham, by this poem, and to, or that, yanfa'a, that it benefits. It benefits at-tulaba. At-tulaba is the plural of talib. A talib is someone who seeks. So here what is meant is al-murid. When he mentioned in the beginning, lil-muridi, right? هذا للمريد في النون والتنوين والمدود. Mududi. So here is meant is al-murid. Al-talib is the plural of the muballigha. And the tulab here, tulab, you could put shadda here. It means the student, the beginner, the apprentice, and the expert. Because the beginner, he uses it to get in there. The apprentice, he's struggling with it as he's using it, doing his science. And the scholar, or the one who's an expert, he uses it to teach and to refer back to. So here, and this is the explanation that the Sheikh Al-Jamzuri, rahimahullah, he put of his own text. The benefit we have here is this Sheikh wrote his own explanation. So we're pulling directly from his words what he meant when he wrote this right here. He said, I hope for this to help to benefit the students, all the students, the beginners, the ones in the mutawassit, the apprentices, and the experts. Okay? Here in this class, what we intend to by it is the beginners. Okay? And not the experts and those other people, because they already know it. وَالْأَجْرَ وَالْقَبُولَ وَالثَّوَابَ. Okay? So وَالْأَجْرَ here, we'll get to that. Qabul is acceptance. Acceptance. Meaning that he hopes that Allah would accept this as a good deed from him. Okay? That Allah would accept it from him as a good thing. We see and we think that, and we hope good thoughts that it has been accepted, because this text is, like I said, is a primer text for anybody that studies Tajweed. All the different, no matter what madhab you're from, what country you're from, you could be from West Africa, you're from East Africa, you could be from Saudi Arabia, Lebanon, or you could be from Syria. You know this text.